Aging is a journey that comes with wisdom stories and memories, but it also brings challenges that often go unnoticed until they begin to interfere with daily life. Many older adults focus only on medical checkups, forgetting that true health is not measured by numbers on a lab sheet alone. It is reflected in 5 fundamental abilities that determine how well a person can live independently, enjoy time with family, and maintain dignity. These abilities are balance grip strength, memory flexibility, and adaptability. They may sound simple, but they quietly decide whether someone thrives into their 80s and 90s or struggles with dependency much earlier. Understanding and cultivating them is the key to a strong, fulfilling life after 60. Balance is often taken for granted until a stumble or a fall changes everything. Doctors across the United States know that falls are among the leading causes of injury for seniors. Imagine standing in your living room and trying to lift 1 foot for half a minute. Many cannot manage it yet. This tiny act reveals far more than we realize. In Colorado, Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother, discovered that her balance had deteriorated when she nearly fell while stepping off a curb. Instead of resigning herself, she began daily exercises, standing near her kitchen counter and holding one leg up, walking heel to toe across her hallway and challenging herself with eyes closed once she felt safe. Within months, she could balance confidently again. Her regained stability did not just prevent falls, it restored her courage to take long walks with her grandchildren in the park. Balance is more than posture, it is the foundation of freedom. Grip strength tells an equally important story. A handshake that feels firm, the ability to twist open a jar, or to carry a bag of groceries seems minor, but it reflects the body's overall resilience. Research shows that declining grip strength often predicts declining health before other symptoms appear. Robert, a retired mechanic in Ohio, learned this lesson when he found himself dropping tools he had held effortlessly for decades. Frustrated, he began simple routines, squeezing a tennis ball while watching television, twisting towels to strengthen his wrists, and pinching coins between his fingers to train dexterity. Over time, he regained strength and noticed that his overall stamina improved as well. It was not just about his hands. It was about reclaiming confidence in the body he thought was slipping away. Grip strength symbolizes control, and every jar opened without help is a quiet declaration of independence. Memory, often feared as the first thing to fade with age, is not a passive trait we either keep or lose. It can be trained and sharpened like a muscle. Too many people believe forgetting names or misplacing keys is inevitable, but science and experience prove otherwise. In Florida, Elaine, once an avid reader, became discouraged when she struggled to recall details of stories she had just finished. She decided to approach her memory differently. Each evening, she challenged herself to recall 5 small details from her day: the color of a stranger's coat, the sound of birds outside, the scent of her dinner. She began linking new information into silly, vivid images, turning lists into little stories. At first, it felt childish, but soon she found herself remembering grocery items, friends' birthdays, and even complex instructions. Memory thrives when we feed it attention, novelty, and imagination. It is not simply retention of facts. It is the ability to stay engaged in life, to hold on to the richness of every moment. Flexibility is another pillar of healthy aging that too many ignore until stiffness makes ordinary tasks painful. It is not about touching toes in a yoga studio, but about bending down to tie shoes, reaching up to a shelf, or turning the head comfortably while driving. In California, Daniel, an 80-year-old who loved fishing, realized he could no longer squat to reach his tackle box without pain. Instead of giving up, he began a habit of short daily stretches, seated twists for his spine, gentle lunges for his hips, and calf stretches against the wall. At first, his movements were tight and awkward, but consistency paid off. Slowly, he regained the range to move freely, and with it came the joy of returning to his favorite riverside spot. Flexibility is not vanity. It is the hidden key to self-reliance. When the body bends easily, the spirit feels unburdened. Perhaps the most surprising of the 5 abilities is adaptability. Unlike balance, grip, memory, or flexibility, this one is not physical, but deeply mental. Adaptability is the willingness to learn to face change and to embrace the unfamiliar even when it feels uncomfortable. Seniors who cultivate adaptability do not just survive, they flourish in a world that evolves daily. In Texas, Henry at 78 was frustrated when his children insisted he use video calls instead of landlines. After several failed attempts, he almost gave up. But with persistence and the guidance of his grandson, he mastered the basics. Soon he was joining virtual book clubs, sharing family dinners over a screen, and even enrolling in online history classes. What began as a struggle became a lifeline of connection. Adaptability is the ability to say, I can still learn, I can still change, and that mindset adds years not only to life, but life to those years. These 5 abilities balance grip strength, memory, flexibility, and adaptability, do not operate in isolation. They form a web, each supporting the other. A fall prevented by better balance preserves memory from the trauma of injury. Improved grip strength allows participation in hobbies that stimulate adaptability. Flexibility reduces pain, which clears the mind for sharper memory. Adaptability keeps motivation alive, encouraging practice of balance and grip exercises. Together, they create resilience. The most powerful stories come from those who decide it is never too late. In Michigan, Linda was 73 when she realized she was losing all 5 abilities at once. Her doctor had warned her about brittle bones. Her daughter noticed her memory slipping, and she herself felt frustrated by daily limitations. Rather than surrender, Linda adopted a simple routine. Every morning she practiced standing on one leg while brushing her teeth. During the day she carried groceries 1 bag at a time, gripping tightly. Each evening she recalled the details of her day, turning them into playful stories. She stretched while watching television and asked her grandson to teach her how to send short videos to family. None of these actions took more than a few minutes, yet 18 months later, Linda's life had transformed. She walked confidently without a cane, remembered faces at community gatherings, shared videos online, and taught others the very methods that had renewed her own independence. What her story shows is that age does not dictate decline. Neglect does. When older adults engage these 5 pillars every day, they build a reserve of strength and resilience. The process is simple but profound. 1 balance test each morning, a few squeezes with a ball during the afternoon, a memory challenge in the evening, a short stretch before bed, and 1 small new skill to explore each week. No single action is dramatic, but together they accumulate, rewriting the experience of aging. Every senior deserves the right to live not just longer, but better. The quiet heroes of American neighborhoods are not those who give in to age, but those who take small, persistent steps to maintain these essential abilities. Balance provides the courage to move. Grip gives the power to act. Memory connects the mind to the present. Flexibility frees the body, and adaptability ensures that no matter what tomorrow brings, it will be faced with confidence. Aging is not the end of growth. It is a new season that can be filled with strength, purpose, and joy for anyone willing to nurture these 5 abilities each day.